Greetings, people. It's Mr. PDT yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series.
I live and I practice what I preach. That picture or video, whatever they're going to post, is for my ex. If you see it, take it like that. I'm unapologetic about it. I am what? Unapologetic about it. I still remain the truth. I stand campaign. I need a move. Nothing they shake me. If you like, bring something when I put hand like this. Kuchu, bring and come. And they craze as soon as they craze. Now me they tell you. I have things that I have not released because I believe peace is an option. But if you want violence, I'll give you a little bit touch of it.
So, wahala don't happen, no? Wahala don't happen, and it's wahala 24/7. This boy called Baby Testimony has caused so many wahalas in the streets of Nigeria, and he keeps exposing certain things that we never thought would be exposed. I believe Baby Testimony is very close to being released, and I'm of the highest belief that we are just around the corner. I am very confident that we are going to find Baby Testimony. And I can assure you, my people, never entertain the idea or whatever that people might have been trying to spread that Baby Testimony is no more. Baby Testimony is very much alive, safe and sound. We are just waiting for the day that they make up their mind, for the day that they decide to release Baby Testimony. So let's get into the wahala. First and foremost, let me just make this disclaimer before I even proceed. These two women who are now having squabbles, who are now taking each other to court, who are now exposing each other and calling each other names today, I have a certain amount of respect for them, both Doris Ogala and the godmother. And the reason why I have a certain amount of respect for them is because both of them have spent on this case of Baby Testimony. Doris Ogala claims to have spent 9 million naira, according to Doris Ogala, but we all know Doris Ogala can exaggerate some figures. And this godmother also claims to have spent about 20 to 25,000 US dollars on this case of Baby Testimony. And we still yet to see all the receipts to actually see if that amount is as it is. But remember, the godmother did not spend this money alone on her own, in her own capacity. There's also another very spiritual woman whom I still respect up to now, regardless of some of the voice notes that she sent me, some of I can't say she was insulting me. She calls it reprimanding. Some of the voice notes that she was reprimanding me, and the reason why she was reprimanding me is because I had told her that happiness is a false prophetess. She believes the other woman, she's the one that has actually contributed the much in this case of Baby Testimony. She's the one that has contributed more funds in helping legal fees and the wellness, the well-being of Sister Ruth Mathew. For that, I have absolute respect for her. But remember, she believes in this woman, Happiness, who is the godmother, the so-called godmother of Ruth Mathew. So when I told her, when I was trying to enlighten her, that listen, Mama, I really appreciate what you're doing. May God bless you and may God increase you in all dimensions for the kindness and your good heart. But I will be frank with you. When you're talking to me, do not refer to the godmother as a mighty woman of God, as a prophetess of God, because I will be honest with you, she is not. She's not of God. She just has the desire to be of God. She is not called. She was never mandated by God to be doing what she's doing. She has no gift of the prophecy. And anyone who claims to be having the gift and is devoid of it is a false prophet or a false prophetess. So this did not quite sit well with this other mother that I'm telling you called Elia. That's why she started having some squabbles with me. That's why she started thinking that I'm being used by the devil, because she's convicted. She's convinced that this godmother is a true woman of God. But I stand my ground, Sister Elia. I know you're watching this video. And I'm praying day in, day out for your soul to be liberated. And I keep hoping that one day, the angel of light will shine before your eyes and you'll see the truth. Happiness might be having the ambition or the hot desire, the passion to serve God or to be of God. But right now, she has not yet reached that level that can make her qualified. She has not yet developed the character. She has not yet nourished the attitude and all the other attributes that are required of anyone that wants to serve God in truth and in honesty. So, Sister Elia, wherever you're watching me from, I still have respect for you. I know you've sent me several messages saying that I'm being used by the devil, saying that Prof X, now you have too much pride, you are what. It's not pride that I'm projecting here, but I'm just standing for what I believe in. And if what I believe in offends some people along the way, I'm so sorry, but I don't compromise. I'm not worried about how you feel. I'm not worried about the emotions of people that do not want to hear the truth. When you choose the path of truth, then so many people will be offended. Not everything that I say here sits well with some people. That's why you realize that when I touch certain so-called men of God, those that used to support me will start saying, now you are getting lost. Now you are crossing the line. Because they also have their own belief in some of their charlatans whom they think are true men of God. So they always end up having their emotions and their nerves kind of pulled when I start touching those ones that they love. But the truth has no compromise. The truth is constant. These people are not of God. These people are certified charlatans. They are all imposters. So let's get into the wahala. The wahala, as I had put it, it's between this woman called the godmother Happiness and this other woman called Doris Ogala. So the first video that I think you watched at the inception, that was the godmother herself. That's why I always tell you about character, how important character is, especially if you're someone that is in the office of being a prophetess or in the office of calling yourself a servant of God. There are certain things that you cannot project in the public. There are certain things that you cannot do in the public, and there are certain things that you cannot say just to keep your integrity intact. There are so many things that she said that are so disturbing that some of them I can't even post them. And all this, she has been doing it just so that she can maybe try to do damage control on her side and make people believe that everything that happened in my past is not important. What is important is the new me. But when we look at your past, things that you used to do in your past, woman of God, let me just call you woman of God for now, and the things that you're doing today, we still see no difference. From my own point of view, you are still the very same person that you were back in the days and the same person that you claim to be today. Actually, between you and Doris Ogala, there's actually no difference. You are both from the streets, but you just chose to wear a mask and make people believe that you have reformed or that you're a changed person. But your character and your attitude and the things that comes out of your mouth, they do not represent you very well. And I wish if you can do an audit of your life and an audit of your relationship with God. Because if indeed you had a good relationship with God, if you had a good relationship with the Holy Spirit, as Sister Elia always say, I'm sure you must guard. The Holy Spirit must lead you on what to say and what not to say. There are so many things I wish I could say, but there's always this guidance around me that prevents me from saying certain things, simply because I want to remain in good terms with everyone that I'm inspiring. I want not to sell a wrong image, because it is out of that comes out of your mouth that defines who you really are. The mouth, your words, they are a reflection of what you think, of your true personality. So let's get into the wahala. Doris Ogala is being sued by the godmother of Sister Ruth Mathew. And the reason why she is being sued is because Doris Ogala came out and reprimanded the godmother and told the godmother to stop accusing Ruth Mathew and to stop dragging her in the case of baby testimony, because the godmother had came out and she was posting Ruth Mathew's private information. She was attacking Ruth Mathew. She was saying all sorts of things about Ruth Mathew. So Doris Ogala came and said, you are so shameless. For someone like you who had her bedroom pictures all over the internet, you are just one pathetic human being, and you do not deserve any form of respect. So this triggered some anger or some emotions in this godmother, and she retaliated with a lawsuit. But the funny thing about the lawsuit is that it has not yet been received by Doris Ogala. It has just been received by social media platforms, but it has not followed the normal procedure that it should. Because, like, for instance, here in South Africa, when you sue me, you don't take your suit to the court. You bring it to my doorstep. You address it to me. It has to come to my house. You must know where I stay. And I must go through it, and I'll contact my lawyer. And I'll tell my lawyer, listen, there's a suit here. I'm being sued for A, B, C, D, and E. Look at it and advise me, what should I do? Or formulate a response and send it back to the whoever that is suing me. And then when we now agree, and then when we now fight, we take it to court if we do not reach a certain agreement. But in Nigeria, it seems like I can just sue someone and take them to court direct before I even serve them, according to the court proceedings and what has been projected by the godmother. But the suit now, the contents of the suit that are being presented by the godmother to sue Doris Ogala for 1 billion. She's claiming 1 billion for defamation, and she's claiming 1 billion for her bedroom videos that were allegedly circulated by Doris Ogala, and her bedroom pictures that were allegedly circulated by Doris Ogala. But this is where I want you to zoom in. Doris Ogala did not just wake up with these pictures. Doris Ogala did not just wake up with these videos of the prophetess or of the godmother. Someone sent them to her. The reason why she sent them to Doris Ogala, we'll still examine it and find out what is the connection between Doris Ogala and the person that sent these bedroom pictures and bedroom videos to her. When we establish that, let's also try to connect the dots between the person who sent these bedroom videos and bedroom pictures to Doris Ogala. What is his relationship with the godmother, with the prophetess? Because these videos were sent by the prophetess, were sent by the godmother to this particular gentleman. And who else can you send your bedroom pictures? Who else can you send your bedroom videos? Or before we even get into it, this is just my word of advice to you, my sisters out there. Please, no matter how much you're in love with someone, no matter how much you are infatuated, no matter how deep you are in love, never ever, no matter the weather, no matter how persuasive anyone can be, never ever send your naked pictures to anyone. Never do it. It's not love. It's not romance. It's a setup. Don't do it no matter the weather. It's a sign. It takes away so much dignity from you. It takes away so much from you as a woman to be sending your entire openness to someone that claims to love you. In the the detriments of doing those things will always come back to haunt you. Especially when you start to want to make a name for yourself. You will be blackmailed for doing things like that, with those videos and images that you would have sent to whoever you so call your beloved one. So back to the story. The godmother sent her pictures to her alleged ex. And let me make this disclaimer again. According to the godmother, these videos are not recent. These videos are old. And we do not know the time frame, and we do not know how old. But it's not really that important. We don't want to delve much into the contents of this subject because it does not bring any glorification to the discussion that we are having, other than humiliating the people that we are talking about. But the reason why we are beaming light on this issue is because these people, especially the godmother, has caused some harm to this case of baby testimony. And for anyone who comes and tries to destroy this case of baby testimony will always pay a very steep price. So what we are doing here is called propaganda. And for some of you who believe that propaganda is such an ugly thing to do, it's not. When you are doing propaganda, you're just articulating a position. That's what I'm doing right now. The reason why I'm articulating this position in this scenario is so that anything that you will hear from this godmother, you have to think twice before you believe it. She also did propaganda. She also tried to throw Ruth Mathew under the bus. And there's nothing wrong with propaganda as long as it is positive. But her propaganda was falsehood. Her propaganda was negative. It was meant to sabotage justice for baby testimony. But my propaganda is positive, is on the positive side. I'm trying to unveil the truth with evidence of the nature of this conversation. So, moving forward, the merits of this lawsuit, the reason why she's suing Doris Ogala, she is claiming that Doris Ogala doctored these bedroom pictures. She's claiming that Doris Ogala doctored these bedroom videos. That is what is in her lawsuit. But is that true that Doris Ogala indeed doctored these images or doctored these videos? Let's find out from the godmother herself, because before she filed this lawsuit, she had done a video. And in her video, she confessed that she is the one that was in those videos. She is the one that was in those bedroom pictures. Listen to her for yourself.
So don't even dare it. Don't dare it that you want to blackmail me. I will see you in court. I am nobody else but Prophetess Happy Abba, aka The Truth. Doris Ogala, everybody you can exit. Let me show Doris Ogala because she's watching me. This is me, Doris Ogala. He clean. See him. He clean well. I bet make una no verse all my papa them. I bet una no verse all my uncle them. I bet una no verse all my brother, all my seniors, all my uncle, all my coaches. Make una no verse. Now me, a minimum lobo me. A minimum shakini, a minimum lobo me. And I keep it very, very tight and I keep it very, very well. I'm not as loose as you. I'm not loose as you, girl. Go check my history. I'm not loose at you like you. I am not. You better do what is right. I swear. Oh my goodness. Doris Ogala, come face to face. Enter this live video. Make I tell you your life. Enter this live video. You are being destroyed. These people are destroying your life. You need to go repent. Are you sure you have a husband? If I may ask. Are you sure you have a husband? You sure you get husband? So you think say if you come post video, Prophetess Happy go come do it. Prophetess Happy go come do it. When I dey crazy, say Yahweh. Yahweh ni. Everything go dey fly me. But me, I will address the source where it came from. And to all of you, my sons and daughters that is watching me, do not be shaken. Nothing is wrong with mommy. This picture is not today. I shared it with my ex. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. And when I say my ex, not my ex-husband, I shared it with my ex a long time ago. So please don't think it's my ex-husband. I say if I address the source, they no put them together. Igo lo mama flying, oko lo mama flying, evidence lo mama flying, Beluti, Prophet Jeremiah, ati ko, ati aburo, ati egbon, everybody go they get on woto. Una they craze. Una they craze. Una won't drag me, we go drag ourselves like generator. We go drag ourselves. Is it a worry on?
So now it is quite clear that the lawsuit on its own does not have any merit because she has confessed that she is the one that is in these images, that is in these videos. But regardless, always remember that even though she is the one in those videos, even though they were not doctored, no one is allowed to circulate someone's naked pictures. It's a crime. Especially here where I come from, it's a big, big crime. And you pay a very good price for circulating these kind of explicit images or these explicit videos. But in the case of this godmother again, she made so many errors that are going to implicate or make her lawsuit null and void, because she is the one also that posted her bedroom picture on her platform. The bedroom pictures that she is claiming that are being circulated by Ogala or by other cronies of Doris Ogala. I can't post those pictures here, but when she posted it, she deleted it. And the reason why she posted it herself on her page, she wanted to kind of tell Doris Ogala, or the one that gave Doris Ogala these images and these videos, that I'm not shaken. Do you know when someone is panicking, they make a lot of mistakes? That's why I always advise people, when you're emotional, when you're angry, do not react, switch off your phone. Because if you keep it open, if you keep it on, you do some things that you will regret. So this also makes her lawsuit, void and now, because Doris Ogala can always come and say, but I took it from your page, because the godmother had posted it on her own page when she was wearing, come on, let me not go into detail of the woman of God, for it is not holy. But that was the scenario. She did that on her own. She posted the pictures on her own page. I'm sure because of community standards, Facebook might have taken down those pictures. But be that as it may, the point that I'm just trying to stress out here is I do not know the merits of her lawsuit against Ogala based on her confession. And these are just the loopholes of her lawsuit against Doris Ogala. She's the one who posted the images. She came on video and she confirmed that she is the one in those images. So some things are remaining true here and constant, that those videos were not doctored, those pictures were not doctored, those pictures were indeed original, that were being sent to the ex. And the ex sent these pictures to Doris Ogala. So the question is, did Doris Ogala blackmail the woman of God? Did Doris Ogala blackmail the prophetess? The thing that I've realized with most of these people that talk about blackmail is they do not understand what blackmail is. They do not even know what blackmail is. If someone tells you that I have these things about you, that is not blackmailing. If Doris Ogala could have told Happiness that I have your naked videos, just telling her that it's not blackmail, I'm just informing you. But if Ogala went to the extent, and there is proof and evidence that Ogala went to the extent of demanding something or of placing a condition that if you do not do A, B, C, D, and E, I'm going to release these videos, then that is blackmail. So I do not know what is the content of the godmother's evidence against Ogala that can make her case solid. If she does not have proof that Ogala demanded something for her not to publish these videos, then it means there was no blackmail. That's why I hear so many bloggers say that Prof X is a blackmailer, but they do not even know what blackmailing is. They do not even understand. Also, that we speak into context, let's just look it up. Let's look it up on the internet. What is the definition of a blackmail? Hi, Siri.
Hi, Prof.
Define blackmail.
As a noun, blackmail means the action, treated as a criminal offense, of demanding payment or another benefit from someone in return for not revealing compromising or damaging information about them. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
No, that's enough. So that's basically what blackmail is all about. So I do not know if the woman of God, if the prophetess can prove that a certain amount of money was demanded by Ogala for her not to release these explicit bedroom pictures and bedroom videos. But be that as it may, this is a wahala for them. And the reason why I'm bringing it to your attention is simply because we also needed to know where Happiness, the godmother, was coming from. And according to the information that I had, she was in a relationship with Jeremiah Omoto's brother. According to the information that I had, they almost got married. And Jeremiah Omoto for fame did not approve of it, according to what I heard. So this could have been
I didn't catch that.
No,
Could you try again?
No, Siri, I'm done talking to you. So it could have been one of the reasons why the godmother was angry at Jeremiah Omoto for fame, to a point whereby she came out and started acting as if she's fighting for baby testimony. Or, on the contrary, because there's a video that I watched again from Sister Chantel where Happiness was defending this ex of hers, saying that if anything tries to touch my ex, I'll do whatever I can. I'll take a bullet for him. Because the question that was being asked by Chantel was, instead of you addressing or suing your ex, why are you suing Ogala? Instead of you going after your ex, the one who leaked these videos and these bedroom pictures of yours, why are you targeting Ogala? And she came out and said, I'll never do anything to my ex. I'll protect my ex with everything that is in me.
Hold on.
Hear it from the horse's mouth after she has insulted her own future.
My ex. Because there's a reason for why he did what he did.
Let me
Sunday, God bless you.
Bit.
If a bullet come for that my ex that you are talking about, I will cover him. I'm telling you, that my ex, if a bullet come, I will cover him.
So the control I wanted to bring to your attention was, what are the chances that the ex, the brother to Jeremiah Omoto Fofane, could have been the one who deployed the godmother, her ex-girlfriend, to come in this case of baby testimony as a way to try to find loopholes in the statement of Sister Ruth Mathew, as a way to try to find something that they can use against Sister Ruth Mathew so that they can protect Jeremiah Omoto Fofane? What are the chances? What are the chances that the godmother could have connived with her ex-boyfriend, who happens to be Jeremiah Omoto's brother, to say, let's find a way that we can cash out either from Jeremiah Omoto Fofane, because some of these brothers, they're not getting any money from Jeremiah Omoto Fofane or any benefits. What are the chances that is the brother that actually wanted to blackmail Jeremiah Omoto Fofane? Because what could be the reason of the godmother defending the ex and not suing the ex and coming on live video saying that I'll defend my ex? Yet she knows that her bedroom pictures were leaked by this very same ex. What is the relationship between the ex and the godmother? Let's provoke some thinking here, some critical thinking, so that we can all connect these dots well enough to understand where this all has been coming from. Maybe we've been in bed with devils all this time. Could we have been deceived by the kindness of them throwing money in the case? Yet they're actually working for the other team. Same applies with what Doris Ogala came and did. She came and threw money around, booked Ruth Mathew a Transcorp hotel, just so that she can also find something that she maybe can be implicating and send it to Jeremiah Omoto Fofane. And at the end of the day, Jeremiah Omoto Fofane wins the case. But the funny part is the reason why Omoto is deploying these people, or the reason why Omoto's camp is planting people in this case of baby testimony, is because they know that they are guilty. And they just want this vulnerable woman, because this is a vulnerable woman, let's agree. They want this vulnerable woman to make a mistake. That's all they want. They want her to contradict herself in one way or the other, so that they can come to some sort of an agreement or some recordings. Because I can tell you one thing for sure, Doris Ogala recorded Ruth from the first day she started staying with her up to the last day that Ruth Mathew left the hotel. She has been recording her constantly. The same thing with the godmother. She has recordings of Ruth Mathew from the first day she started talking to her to the last day they stopped talking. So now if we were to question the agenda of these two women, you will realize that they had a common interest. Or maybe they were all set so that Jeremiah Omoto can see who can deliver the results first. If you can look at the pattern in which these people were deployed and what they did in this case, it's more or less the same. Ogala came, brought in her own lawyer, had all the control, was facilitating everything, and eventually she was sidelined, and she was not happy because she knew the one who got her sidelined was the godmother, Happiness. And now look at the entry point of Happiness. When she came, she removed everyone, she removed Ogala, and she took charge of anything. She brought in her own lawyer, whom she can control, so that she can have authority and access. Do you see, how these two people played a role in this case of baby testimony? And all of them, I believe they were on a mission to find something on Ruth Mathew that they can use against her. That's why Happiness, in one of her broadcasts, she also said, I have so many things on Ruth Mathew, I have recordings, that if I can bring them out, Ruth Mathew will go to prison. But the question I have for all of them is, in your recordings, do you at least have a recording when Ruth Mathew told you that she knows where baby testimony is? Where baby testimony is? Is there any single piece of recording like that? In your recordings, Is there any part when Ruth Mathew confessed to you guys that she knows where baby testimony is, or she sold baby testimony? I can guarantee you that of the 300,000 voice notes that they all have, none of them can implicate Sister Ruth Mathew. None of them have anything to do with Sister Ruth Mathew being responsible for the abduction of baby testimony. These are two warriors, two soldiers that were sent on a mission and dismally failed. Because this case is not in anyone's hands. This case is in God's hands. No one can even afford to compromise in this case. No matter how mighty or how much money you come in with, do not try to mess around with this case. It's above your pay grades. It's above my pay grade. Baby testimony is a very special kid. He's a very special boy. No matter what people can try to do to nullify this case, to neutralize, to water it down, it's not gonna work. The best that Omoto can do to save his face is to do the right thing, is to release that boy, and he can move on with his life. Apart from doing that, this case is not going to be a bygone anytime soon. This case is going to last for the longest time ever, until baby testimony is released. So you do the connections, my people. What do you think is the relationship between these two? And what do you think could have been the issue between the godmother and her ex? Why did the ex leak the godmother's bedroom pictures? It's all a web of lies and deception and backstabbing each other. In as far as the suit is concerned, this is a useless suit. It's not going to hold any water. But the reason why I brought it up, it's part of this conversation because it contributed to some extent. These two contributed to some extent to where this case is. So let me know in the comment section what you think. And I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. It's Mr. PDT. I'm out.